We'll be taking a look at how the markets have been performing throughout the day, especially looking at the Eastern Asia as well as in the US, looking at how also the JSE has been faring, the performance of the South African rand against other international currencies, and also looking at emerging market currencies that have been hit so hard by this COVID-19. And we'll also look at the implications of the country's GDP forecast that has been slashed by 4%, and of course not looking good for the country. And remember, within the 21 days, the South African economy has really been inactive, and that will speak much to various sectors of the economy, including manufacturing, mining, as well as the agricultural industry, and many people having to work from home, productivity not at the same level as people are used to when they operate at their respective offices in different companies and government institutions. However, on the street, it has been observed that many South Africans are actually not observing the 21 days lockdown, and others are taking it very, very lightly. Others also very ignorant of the fact that this virus is very dangerous, and people could get infected as they travel, as they carry the virus with them, not knowing whether or not they are infected, and they could possibly infect others. And of course, social distancing being observed when you look at shoppers going to different outlets like supermarkets, observing shop distancing, and whether social distancing or physical distancing, as others would say, covering their faces with masks and wearing gloves and so on. But then to look at these other matters, you remember that we heard an announcement by the Reserve Bank yesterday that it has actually slashed the country's GDP outlook or growth forecast for the year by 4%. And it says on average growth in the decade was at its weakest. So due to electricity shortages and slow pace of structural reforms, while the rising risk premium was keeping the bank from deeper lending cuts. And of course, the bank cut its growth forecast to 4%, putting the country's economy further into trouble. So to speak to us about this is Owen Khumalo, who is CEO of Weaver Investments. Good afternoon to you, Owen. Let's start first by looking at how the markets have been affected. Can we use the expression, there's blood on the dance floor?
Good afternoon, Colin. Thanks for having me. Certainly, yes, you could say there's blood on the floor or market floor. But it's not all doom and gloom, though. As you said in your intro, the focus now, as we got it from the Reserve Bank and also after the downgrade from Fitch, is that the economy is going to contract by plus minus 4% for the rest of 2020. So things are not looking good at all. And the markets, as we've seen lately, have been reacting to the pandemic and the effect of the coronavirus pandemic around the global economy, and South Africa has not been spared at all. But there has been some good news in the short term. As you see, markets did rally yesterday on Monday on the back of some positive news coming from overseas in terms of the US economy and the EU in terms of those stimulus packages that are being brought into the market, but also a reaction to some of the numbers coming out of the pandemic in terms of the number of new cases and the number of deaths from some of those hotspots in Europe, around Spain, Italy, and France, and the UK as well, seeing some stabilization in terms of the number of deaths, and the markets have reacted positively to those numbers. Bearing in mind that this is a medical crisis, it's a medical emergency, and hence the markets have been affected. And as soon as you see some positive numbers coming out of the pandemic statistics, you start to see the markets reacting positively.
So when you look at the way the rand has weakened, I mean, like going beyond the 19 mark to the dollar, do you think it would go further than that into the $20 mark, rather the 20 rand mark to the dollar?
Well, it could. You remember, Colin, that when we got a downgraded by Fitch and S&P in 2017, about 3 years ago, in sub-investment grade or junk status, and we only had Moody's at investment grade. Economists and market analysts were predicting that if we get a downgrade from Moody's, the rand will touch 16 rand to the dollar. That was back when the rand was around 12, 18 to the US dollar. Well, the coronavirus has gotten us to 16 and beyond. And now with the downgrade, we've seen the rand touching an all-time low of 19 rand 34 to the US dollar. That was when the markets opened yesterday on Monday. It has since strengthened slightly today. We're looking at 18.20 to the US dollar. So the impact of the downgrade from Fitch is that now all three rating agencies, and from Moody's as well, is that all three rating agencies have got us in junk status. But Fitch has taken it a step further and put us 2 notches below sub-investment or below investment grade, or 2 notches into junk status. But the full impact has not been felt on the rand, because the rebalancing of the World Government Bond Index has been pushed to the end of April, and that's when we're going to see South African bonds being kicked out of the World Government Bond Index, and hence we're going to see outflows. Already, in the last couple of days, we've seen outflows rather than inflows. The last couple of days, we've seen outflows of around $60 billion US from our bond market. And when the rebalancing of the World Government Bond Index happens at the end of April and we get kicked out of that index, we will see more capital outflows out of our bond market, as some of those big investors, like the large pension funds in the US and Europe, have to get rid of South African bonds in their portfolios, because they're no longer investment grade. Their mandates do not allow for them to invest in sub-investment grade bonds. And we could see the rand then going as further as 2021, even some are predicting 22 to 23 rand to the US dollar.
So while looking at whether to lift the lockdown or extend it, there are serious implications for the economy and the possible spread of the virus post the 21-day period. So what options does the president have when he wants to strike the balance between saving lives and getting the economy going?
Yeah, certainly the lockdown was essential, as the president said earlier in his address today, that, look, without the lockdown, the numbers we're looking at now would have been far worse in terms of human lives lost and the numbers of those infected. So the lockdown was essential, but it's bad for the economy, because the economy is just in complete shutdown and there's no productivity going on at the moment. It's difficult to estimate the numbers in terms of what the impact will be, because we're still in the middle of it. We're halfway there. We still have another 9 days to go in terms of the lockdown. But some estimates are looking at we're probably losing around 100 billion rand per week. So if you look at the end of the 21-day lockdown, we'll have lost in the region of 300 billion rand of economic activity in South Africa. But that's just looking at now the short term. But what does that do to the long term? We know that before the coronavirus pandemic hit our shores and the rest of the world, South Africa was already in a precarious position in terms of our fiscal positioning. So what this pandemic has done is just worsen that. So some of those structural reforms, before the pandemic hit, and we're talking even the end of last year, the medium-term budget speech and the budget speech in February, we're saying, well, we need structural economic reforms to avoid a downgrade. Now, it's no longer about avoiding a downgrade. It's about how do we get ourselves out of junk status. So the importance of those key economic reforms has just become even higher. And so how quickly we get out of junk status will be determined by how quickly we implement those important structural economic reforms, such as restructuring our SOEs, like the likes of ESCOM, FAA, etc., and also focusing on the ease of doing business, like the release of spectrum in the ICT sector, support for SMEs in terms of broadening the tax base, and also creating jobs, because that's where the jobs are going to be created. Because we've seen a lot of the big corporates, whether it's in mining or financial services, manufacturing and the industrials, we've been talking about shedding jobs prior to this pandemic hitting our shores. Where the jobs are going to be created will be in the SME sector.
Okay,
so
Owen, to interrupt you, as we are having Mr. Zwelim Kize, who is about to address the media on the latest update.